Hey everybody, welcome back to the EQN Sports S, all driven by Holiday Auto Group. I am Drew Stew. This is another one of our sponsor highlights from here, the Cinch National Finals at Team Roping. We're going to be talking about some dummies. Mr. Rusty Burnside is here with. I've always hated that we call them dummies.
I agree with that. I agree.
Like really and truly.
Yeah.
It's performance enhancement devices.
For sure.
That's kind of a mouthful, but you have a partnership with Hot Heels that started a couple years ago, and now you're kind of taking the reins on the business, and I want to welcome you to it. It's awesome. Hot Heels has been such a great machine. I mean, they are the ground-driven machine.
That's for sure.
They are the one that started it all. And so talk to me a little bit about let's talk backstory, and then we'll get up into today. So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you even got into this market.
Well, I'm like about any other team roper. Once you get in it, you can't get out of it.
Yeah, you can't get out.
I mean, it's one of those addicting things. You get a little on the vein, you just got to keep feeding the vein. And so I started roping 30-some years ago. I was a U.S. member, one of the first probably 5-digit. I think I have a 5-digit card.
You do?
Yeah, I think
hey, that's
so.
kind of a cool deal to have a 5-digit number for sure.
So so it's been a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm a coach by trade, so I love the fact of being able to slow the game down, make the game better. I mean, I was around when the first dummies started coming out, and all of us old boys are like, this is going to ruin these kids. It's going to teach them bad habits. And,
yeah, right.
We all heard this story of how it's going to teach them bad habits. Now those kids just take all of our money. And
right.
I mean, I wished I had some more of those bad habits.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
So, just being around the industry that long and in it, I've raised all my kids through rodeo, and, we roped a lot in different places and had the opportunity, and it's just in our veins. It's what we do.
Sure.
And so it's definitely a big passion project for me, not always profit.
Yeah.
But definitely a lot of passion in there for us. So
that's awesome. And you guys are out of Utah now, correct?
I am out of Utah, yep.
Gotcha. Where at in Utah?
We're in northern Utah. We're up in the Cache Valley area, just
Gotcha.
about an hour and a half north of Salt Lake on the Idaho border.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Right there. Very cool. So let's talk about your coaching deal, because that definitely plays into this. In the dummy market, or in the team roping market, I had an opportunity yesterday to sit and chat with Rube Woolsey a bunch. The one thing that we don't have is coaches. Sure,
absolutely.
And I'd imagine that you see that being in this industry, but this is a way for you to get it. That is where I feel like this industry, the money that's here, the time, the number of people, the coaching aspect might be kind of where we're lacking a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing about it, is my hat's off to every parent. They're doing the best they can with what they know, and at the end of the day, there's schools and there's clinics, and even as a coach, I would send my athletes to other camps because they would come back and be like, "Hey, man, they told me this, and I should be doing this," and I'm like, "Yeah, I've been telling you that for 15 years, right?"
No, the neighbor's got to tell your kid to choke up on the bat, right?
And so having that village and building that village is important, and having the coaching, but also what's just important is having the tools.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can be coached up the best you can in life, and you got to have that desire and that coachability, but on top of that, you got to have some tools.
Sure.
And you got to be able to know how to use those tools correctly, and you're going to be as good as that person helping you.
Sure.
And or what's great today is we live in an information overload space,
Sure.
which is great, but also harmful because we're not very good at executing anymore as people. We're better at entertainment than we are education, and we seek that more. And so being able to move that into education, these guys have access to things that you and I
never had.
I mean, everybody held it close to their sleeve. Nobody really wanted to help you because they're afraid you're going to beat them, which was probably true. But at the end of the day, they didn't want to share it.
Sure.
Like, to get that information was hard, and now it's all over internet, TikToks to social media, and now you're bringing that information, and you can be as good as you want. So coaching isn't just me and you one-on-one.
Yeah.
Coaching's available to everybody all day long, 24/7 now, everywhere.
Yeah.
And the tools that are out there. I've said it to everybody that asks me, what's the best machine? I'm like, the ones you're going to use.
Right. The best workout is the one you're doing.
Yeah, it's the best workout's the one you're doing.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you are not new to the dummy market at all. This has been something now owning Hot Heels, but before, talk about your backstory on the dummy side of it. I mean, you are not new to this business.
No, I'm not.
You are not new to it.
I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. I've owned some kind of business. I've got this creative mindset, sometimes out of desperation, sometimes out of inspiration. But yeah, I mean, I've built a couple of products. I even built an arm brace for bareback riders. I built a bull vest once, which has nothing to do with this market. But yeah, I just kind of have that, I don't know what you call it, craziness about me, I guess is maybe what it is. But I love inventing things and seeing things and making new things and building products. I like to see end results happen. And yeah, I had a machine that I made 13 years ago, and that's maybe 20 now, that I started with Hot Heels, and they helped me kind of get that thing off the ground. And so that's where the relationship started.
Sure. Great family.
Yes.
Great family. I mean, Hot Heels was the original, the ground-driven machine, and now let's kind of bring it full circle. Let's come back and talk turkey a little bit. When it comes to buying these roping training devices, Hot Heels, the good and bad thing about it is they're as rugged and good a machine as there is out there.
Correct.
Because, I mean, there's Hot Heels that we've been roping for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
They're just as good today as they were then. You know?
I mean, plenty of machines that third generations are opening them today.
Yeah.
You know, and the great thing is we have parts for them.
Yeah.
And they're pretty interchangeable. So, I mean, but yeah, I mean, third generation of people roping that machine, which is great, but it's also not good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, everyone you sell is competition for the next one, for sure. Yeah, you're competing against yourself because you make such a great product.
Yeah.
The kid market is the youth roper market is huge. I mean, here we are. That's what the USTRC is built on, right? Is the
Absolutely.
family and the youth. And here we are. What they can't see off camera is all this banging and clanging. We've got 30 kids back here behind us, all roping these dummies.
That's correct.
But you guys are really you're kind of changing the game right there too. Really stepping into that market.
Yeah, we're really leaning hard into the kids market just because we have some pretty cool dummies that fit in that market. I think we definitely have that market. We have 3 levels of dummies that fit that, and from good, better to best is what I say in the market. And the entertainment factor of it matters. You got to be able to entertain them, and these guys can stand and rope dummies all day long, and I wished I had a little bit more of that drive.
Yes,
sometimes.
they do. That is very, very true.
Yeah, and and sometimes it's difficult, but at the end of the day, like, I just believe in improvement. I believe in bettering yourself every day, and you got to start somewhere.
Sure.
And we all can start right there.
Yeah.
Everybody. You don't have to have a horse. You just got to have a dream, and you can start right there.
Gotcha.
And then someday you can be right here.
Yeah,
on the
then
big
you can be
screen.
right here. Yeah,
you
exactly.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Very good. Are you roping this week at all?
I am not roping this week. I've raised 4 kids, and I was the 4-wheeler driver for a long time.
For a long time,
and,
huh?
Yeah, and so now my youngest is 19, graduated, and this is my reason to get back there.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good
so
for you.
this is my project to make me get back here again. I know that I've only got a few summers left in life. I don't know how many, but
I love that. I love that. Well, good on. Tell me about your kids. What are they doing?
yeah, so all my kids, they all high school rodeo, junior high rodeo, and I was lucky enough to haul a few kids to nationals like that, and which is challenge,
Oh boy, boy.
You've got plenty. You've got some that's been there, and nationals is great, and so yeah, they're all married. I have one that lives here in Oklahoma, actually, her and her husband, and then I have 2 that live in Idaho right next to us, and my youngest is going to college there at Utah State.
Gotcha. What are the kids doing?
So my oldest is a sports broadcaster.
Awesome.
That's what he does. Yep, that's his passion, and he's really good at that. He's a sports broadcaster is what he's doing. My daughter, her husband trains horses. He's a trainer and builds fences, and she's a stay-at-home mom. Take care of the husband, make sure he stays
Good for
in
her.
line.
Good for her.
And they're here in Oklahoma. And then my other son, he's a project manager for one of my coaching clients. He's a project manager for a big project up in Idaho.
Gotcha.
And then my other one's going to school, and right now she's going into radiology.
Oh, really? Good for her.
Yeah, rodeoing at Weber State next year, and so see what happens there.
Good for you, pal. That's awesome. So on the coaching deal, how did you get into? Did you go to school for coaching, or just decided? Did you play ball and then end up on the coaching side of it, or what? I'm very interested in that stuff.
Yeah, so that was a lot of it. Basketball was probably the reason I made it through life.
Okay.
To be honest, I wasn't a very good high school. I tried a high school rodeo and we couldn't afford it for number one. You know, number two, my parents couldn't take time to go. If you don't have money, you don't have time to go.
Yep.
And so I hauled myself a little bit, and my kids laugh at me because I never qualified for state once, and so they laugh at me because they've all made it to state and a few
nationals.
So,
Yeah.
they got more buckles by the time they're 16 than I had by the time I was 40. So, truthfully.
Yeah.
And so we go, you know, and then so that was my just growing up, and basketball made it for me. And you know, high school, my coaches made the biggest difference in my life.
Sure.
Like, and so somewhere I was like, oh, I'm going to be a coach. Went to school, thought I was going to go into the physical education world and be a coach, and then I realized I couldn't teach high school kids. That wasn't going to work.
You weren't wired for that
I would
deal.
end up in prison somewhere. Probably.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, well, that's not going to work. And I had the entrepreneur. I had my first business at 16, and I just said, you know what, coaching's in me. I was a Tony Robbins fan. That was when they was on cassette tapes.
Yep.
And I was listening on my, you know, little orange headphones and cassette tapes. And I've just always been about self-improvement. You know, I mean, everything's a skill for the most part, and you can teach and learn a skill. Yeah. And just knowing that. So moving forward, you know, fast forward 30 years, built a couple businesses, sold those. I've got clients in the coaching space, coached basketball for 16 years, and just kind of found my way into trying to help people be better.
I love that.
So I'm good. Like, anybody wants to come by, I can give you all the tips, but I also know that I don't coach those who don't want to be coached.
Right. You got to be coachable, right?
Yeah. Got to want it.
Yeah. So well, good for you. Well, thank you, Rusty. I love that you're in this space with training devices. You know, we've talked about my history a little bit, and that is the one thing that I've always thought that we needed more than we need these coaches in this industry. We've got the tools right here. Here's the tool.
Absolutely.
Now we got to learn how to go use it, and instead of selling a dummy, sell a training system. You know, really to go out and how do we improve on it. And like you say, these kids are so fortunate, right? I mean, it's a testament this week on these kids are open these things like crazy because the talent level of our youth right now is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to start having Segway ropings here pretty quick, I think.
Right, it's the crazy thing. You get ran over by those things.
They're out here roping these dummies on these Segways. It blows my mind.
Well, the crazy thing is I know this guy on it the other day that was roping was over 50, and I'm thinking.
I saw Speed Williams on one.
Okay, exactly.
Speed comes rolling by here the other day, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Right?
You got to be
we all got to get one.
Yeah,
now
we got to get one.
Speed can do it.
Yeah, if Speed can do it, anybody can.
Yeah, that's right. If Speed can do it, but no.
I love it. Well, Rusty, thank you so much, and thank you for keeping Hot Heels involved and rejuvenating the brand and what you're doing and being a partner here, because that's what it's all about. We really, really appreciate it. The reason team roping is at the level as it is right now is because these cowboys and cowgirls have access to great training tools like that. So thank you so much for being a big part of the USTRC.
Yeah, we hope it's a long-term relationship. We're excited for it, and you know, like, the U.S. is where I cut my teeth. Yeah. You know,
all of us
got started, and you know, back in the day when you could actually be a 2, and I was a 2, and you know, whatever. But it was great. It was a great organization. Forever changed the world of team roping.
Absolutely.
Glad we could be a part of it.
Well, thank you, pal. I really appreciate you being part of it. Well, friends, if you're here in Fort Worth, make sure you swing by the booth and check out all of the great dummies that they have for us, our friends at Hot Heels. And you guys are redesigning the website and everything, right?
Yeah, we've got a new website up and all that kind of things going on, and we got a lot of programs coming out there. So if you want to stop by and chat with us, you know,
awesome.
Do so. We can. Yep.
Great deal. Well, thanks, Rusty, and thanks to our friends at Hot Heels for all that they're doing for us. And like I said, the new website, they can order online now, right?
Yeah, everything you just order online. Things ship out. It's great. All the shipping, most everything except for the big dummies is figured right up, and you can get things going. So
perfect, great. Well, we sure appreciate you. Hot Heels is right here at the Cinch National Finals of Team Roping. Guys and gals, we've got some more winners. We've got the 9.5 big roping going on right here behind us, and we'll be back here interviewing the winners of that here in just a couple hours. On behalf of Hot Heels, I am Drew Stew. This is EQN Sports, all driven by Holiday Auto Group. We'll catch you in a little bit.